A new filming, new role, and I'm just glad to have you all here. And you see, I got geared up. You know, I take this thing seriously, and I believe in putting as much in to my craft as possible. Right, so I suggest you all do the same. Put your best foot forward. Matter of fact, put both feet forward, right, and do that. Before we get started, I would like to invite you all to subscribe to my channel, Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton. Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton on YouTube, my television channel. I need as much subscribers as possible to keep this thing going. It's not cheap. You know, I had to invest as much as I can, and I need your help to build on this project so the investments will be there. All right, so we're gonna be dealing with a topic today. Excuse me, let's see. The topic today is called the upside down bottom and the bottom size up. The upside down bottom and the bottom size up, right? It says, what is and how does one define the upside down bottom and the bottom size up? Mind programming. The upside down bottom and the bottom size up mind program is described and defined by psychologists and sociologists as painting upside down pictures on the lenses of someone seeing or reading glasses, right? And forcing the people or a racial group to see their reality in their world upside down instead of right side up. A description and a depiction of upside down bottoms and the bottom side up mental programming has been watched many times, not really seen, when millions of African American people watch the television program called Good Times. In this television series, there were this happy nuclear black family trapped in the slums of the ghetto. No matter how hard this family tried, and like many other black families who were subjected to black codes put in place by the government, they were never able to get out of the ghetto. So today, even with the many equal civil rights laws and equal, opportunities put in place, why would a race of people from the black community continue to accept the reality they've been given, right? Why would we continue to stay trapped? Because somebody said you couldn't trap. Somebody at one time said, a whole bunch of somebody said, if you got caught reading, we would cut your hands off. We would slice you to pieces in front of all your people so they would know that it wasn't okay to learn. They would know, and they would never find out who they really were before the slavery stuff jumped off, and how great they were, and that they came from kings and queens and such a beautiful life in a beautiful world at one time, coming from the richest place in the land, the richest place on the entire earth, right? More diamonds and gold and all kind of valuables and animals, and such a beautiful place. And if we do such a thing to them, they will believe. If we tell a people that this is who you are, and you come from an animal, and all these type of things, it's like putting on, like I would say here, some shades that's upside down, or pictures painted on the shades that are upside down, right? And it can have your focus believing generation after generation that you are who we say you are and nothing more, right? So we're going to move on. All right, it says, please answer the following questions. It says, number one, upside down bottom. Is your life an upside down bottom, or do you feel or believe it's a bottom size up in the way you're living it, right? Domestic upside down bottom. Is your life an upside down bottom, or do you feel or believe it's a bottom size up in the way you're living your life? I mean, what do you feel? Because a lot of times, man, it's this depression kind of thing that you can find yourself in. Sometimes you act as though you're not in a depression. Sometimes you're in a in a place, a really, really nice place that you have not even realized that you're not keeping the upkeep on the place. You got things all messy, everything's around, you haven't cleaned up in 6 to 8 to a year or whatever time, and it's just filth even at times, and you don't even know that you're in a depression, right? Because you're like, your life is on, you know, upside down bottom, you know, confused with a top. Okay, number 2, domestic bottom and bottom down partner. Are most of your relationship choices upside down bottoms or bottom size up choices you choose to be in a relationship with? Or domestic bottom, domestic bottom up, and bottom down partner? Are most of your relationship choices upside down bottoms or bottom size up choices you choose to be in a relationship with, right? Do you choose these bottoms, man? Do these upside down bottoms? You know, they look like they got the upside on, but they're at the bottom. The bottom part is sticking up, and the head part is down, and it's misshaped. And you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to twist it and reshape it. And you're trying to change your shades to another angle so things could be right. But it's not right because this is what we find ourselves choosing. The question is why? All right, number 3, domestic bottom up, bottom down. Domestic bottom up, bottom down. When you've come to the end of most broken, expired relationships, are you known to feel like the upside down bottom, or do you feel like the bottom size up when the relationship is over? Domestic bottom up, bottom down. When you've come to the end of most broken, expired relationships, are you known to feel like the upside down bottom, or do you feel like the bottom size up when the relationship is over? I mean, like, how do you feel? Some people feel good. Some people feel like, ooh, I got out of this. Some people are in great relationships even, but they have a cycle of breaking up after a certain time. They have a cycle of going no more than 3 to 4 months, right? So, boom, that's their release timing. They break off at the same time in most relationships, but then there are others that just want to get someone all captured and wrapped around them and all fall in love, and they want to be able to break that person's heart. It's a sick cycle in some of these bottom down relationships, right? And so the question is, you know, when you come to the end of most of your expired relationships, are you known to feel like the upside down bottom, or do you feel like the bottom size up when the relationship is over, right? When you dump them, because it's a kind of trip. When they dump us, we got another, how dare you quit me? What do you want to quit for? Some of us even suggest to break up to the person, and then when the person says they agrees, we flip out. We flip out. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? You said you tired of relationship. I said I was tired of relationship too. And you couldn't understand that because you were expecting something when you said something. But you wasn't expecting them to say something along with what you said for them to say something before you said it. All right? So, number 4, domestic bottom out, upside down, bottom size up. When it comes to the numerous amounts of bottom out, upside down relationships you've experienced and encountered, are you now bottomed down that you're bottomed out of all relationships, or are you willing and ready to bottom size up and try again? Domestic bottom out, upside down, bottom size up. When it comes to the numerous amounts of bottomed out, upside down relationships you've experienced and encountered, are you now so bottomed down that you're bottomed out of all relationships, or are you willing and ready to bottom size up and try again? Sometimes we've been beat, right? And I mean, I've been beat too. I've been like, move, man, where is my choices coming from? I've had to really examine where they're coming from. Many of the choices came because I was on the bottom. I was on the bottom out level, right? So I was choosing bottoms, right? Because it was nothing really in sight that was bottomed up. So I chose bottoms, right? And I was like, boom, once I get there, I mean, how did I get here and all that? But sometimes you can bottom so many times that you can get, and I've heard it from others and from the women class and even the male classes, that they say things like, I'm through relationships. I remember even Mama saying this when she was here. Oh man, I'm not getting in no more relationships. Ain't nobody no good. Ain't no man no good. Ain't no. I've heard it, right? And so the question is, are you bottom up and ready to go after it again, right? Or have you just thrown in the towel and said, hey, there's no hope for you? All right. Number 5, domestic bottom size up, looking for a top. Are you always going where you're watching, or are you always watching where you're going? Are you always going where you're watching? Always, ooh, I seen something. Ooh, did you see that shape? Ooh, she went and got all fixed up. She went to Atlanta. Oh, she went to Miami. Ooh, she got it. I got to have that. Or boom, he just got out of jail. Boom, did you see his swole? Do you see his look? Do you see his skin tone all shiny and fresh? No drugs, no pollution, no nothing. Oh man, he been, are you like, going where you're watching because you saw something, right? Or are you really watching where you're going? Because many times you can't judge it, and you can't judge a good thing just from the outside. There are many good men and many good women that have work clothes on even, and boom, or they just put their yard clothes on to do the backyard and the front yard. And because they're not looking all spiffy, we can make the mistake and not see that that is the one that God sent. So be careful, all right? Be careful. Okay, number 6, domestic bottom size up. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? A upside down or a bottom size up top? Upside down bottom or bottom size up top? Do you want to be an upside down bottom or bottom size up top? Right? It's a question. Now you can examine what that means to you. You can examine what that means to you, all right? Moving right along. Number 7, domestic bottom size up. When it comes to your known position in most groups, fellowships, or most relationships, are you respected as the upside down bottom or the bottom size up in your position? Domestic bottom size up. When it comes to your known position in most groups, right? With the fellas or whatever, fellowships with the girls or whatever, with the groups or most relationships, right? Are you respected as the upside down bottom, or are you respected as the bottom size up, right? Now, you hope that you would be respected as the bottom size up, but if you're comfortable being the bottom, that's going to be on you, that's going to be on you. But it can cause struggle because you can be someone that is confused between the two, right? Where you want to be. If you want to be all the way at the bottom, you want to be somewhere close to the top, or if you want to be in the middle, that's going to be on you, all right? Okay, number 8, we're going to close this out. To the upside down bottom and the bottom size up top, are you willing to accept and hold on tight to your upside down bottom, or are you willing to accept God to be your right side up top, right? The mess to the upside down bottom and the bottom size up top. Are you willing to accept and hold on tight to your upside down bottom, or are you willing to accept God to be your right side up top? The top, God to be the top of your upside, right? Now, just wanted to kind of give you something, y'all. This stuff is enjoyable to me. I live for it. And I squeeze it into my daily schedule, my monthly schedule, and all that, the bills and everything. I got to squeeze this in. And it's not just for me. It's not a selfish act. It's an act for you and for us as a community and as a people, right? Connecting with all other special people. So again, I request from you to subscribe. All you have to do is, as you watch this video and it takes you to where you need to go, push the red subscribe button and become part of the family, and grab onto it for that need when you're asking your God and you're looking for help for your family and your children, and to open their minds and get them out of that place they're in. Subscribe to my channel, and I guarantee it's going to help. It's going to bring them to a wonderful place, and someday I'll be able to meet you, and you'll thank me for what I'm suggesting to you. So push subscribe, and I'm going to keep it going for you and yours. Thank you again for attending my class. Yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James.